What up? What up? What up? What up? It's your boy Ricky T checking in with another episode of the Sports Corner from the 216. We live on YouTube, TikTok, and for the first time, we over on Kick. So if you a Kick subscriber, make sure you go over there, like, follow, and join the show because tonight we talking about pressure, pennant races, and of course, big moves. Who gonna be the next one? Because as you know, the Browns just had them one. So hey, what we waiting on? You know what I'm saying? The Guardians still in the lead. American League Central. We got OTAs. Always the quarterback competition. Hopefully we get that resolved sooner than later. Hopefully we can get that resolved sooner or later. Because I'm tired of talking about who gonna be the quarterback and all of that. You get what I'm saying? Of course, we're gonna bring up some Cavaliers because man, them Cavs they could have did better for us, man. They could have showed us more. They could have helped us out, man. But they did at least get us to the conference finals, which is still something is bigger than is better than nothing. Um, we got the Knicks up 2-0, so just the Knicks being where they at, she excuse my language, but the Knicks being where they at 2-0 against the Spurs, maybe we played a tougher team than we thought. You get what I'm saying? But we still ain't have to go out like that though. We could have went out with a bang. We could have went out with a little bit more toughness. You get what I'm saying? So that's really all I'm, tripping on when it comes to them Cavs. And if you haven't heard, did y'all hear the news with the Chicago Bears? They supposed to be moving to Indiana. Yeah, they supposed to be moving to Indiana. I know I should look into the camera more, but I got my nose. I be playing with the board because I'm a man of many hats. Y'all remember the app 17 Hats? Yeah, put me there. 17 Hats. I make it work. What y'all been up to over the weekend, man? How many people then finally got their emotions together about the Myles Garrett trade? I was already on it because Miles a great player, but I ain't think he fit the fold. And, we had the Huntington Bank also hosted the Brazil Egypt exhibition soccer game. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, play that music. I forgot I got a new. I switched my boards. I'm gonna have to see these. I can edit the yeah. But anyhow, man, we got some national news. Of course, the new Think and Reflect segment. You know what I'm saying? Where we talk about real life and things like that. With this week's Think and Reflect segment, I'ma talk about what I got a topic. Are we too connected? That was the topic I came up with. Are we too connected? Are you too connected? You know, of course, the bet if we could get that traction going, you know what I'm saying? We could get them calls. A matter of fact, text if you tuning in, make sure you text 440-370-2996 to be online. I'm still working on this. I'm gonna have to, like I say a while back, I'm gonna have to have my brother come over to the studio where I record. But I'm gonna put some polls. I'm gonna start putting some polls up for you, so we could get some social engagement. So make sure you go follow on X, formerly known as Twitter, and just follow us on most social media platforms though. But yeah, man, tonight the baseball, the Yankees and the in town. We just won the series against them, but we had took a little hump against the Texans. They kind of got over on us. Of course, there's always the Browns quarterback battle. Like I said, the Knicks up 2-0, so we're gonna have to work on that. But what I want to start off is with the Guardians. You know what I'm saying? We could get them a first quarter report card. I would say a B minus. You know what I'm saying? Because they in the lead. They got the divisional lead. So you got to think like, okay, they in the lead. So you got to give them a high grade for that. They just haven't figured out this lineup. The lineup is still what is the major problem. Even though I feel like they still need some pitching, and they maybe can get another bigger bat, like another home, like a power hitter, something like that. So the Guardians on track though. So like I said, I give them that B. I give them a B. Okay, so Tanner Bybee had a good outing over the weekend, but I kind of see it's always like somewhat. I ain't gonna call it breaking news, but it's always some news in the fold that can be like breaking, but it really happened over the weekend. But yeah, Bybee had threw 8 scoreless innings, allowing only 3 hits, and Cleveland secured the 6-0 win. But of course, they lost the other night. They in front. I think their record is 30. At the time, it was 37-30. But we gotta put Jose on that MVP watch because Jose is a perennial All Star. He might start off slow sometimes, but his stats always make up for the loss. You know what I'm saying? It makes up for it. It make up for it. So he be carrying the offense. And he's the vet on the team. He shows loyalty, like I always say, he was one of the people that took less to be here. Like you don't see too many pro athletes that are able to do that. That boy, Jose probably, man, he probably 200-300 million underneath his value for what the Indians, the Guardians are paying. Rocio is stepping up. They trying to find that second hitter. The lead off I think lately been Chase DeLauder. Quan trying to get his form back. But like I say, Jose is in the MVP watch, man. In leadership, he's consistent and he's loyal. So, but we all, like I just was mentioning, Chase DeLauder though. So we need to kind of pay attention because I think Chase DeLauder gonna be like a big time player before it's all. He got the name. That name just sounds like somebody. You know what I'm saying? It got a twitch to it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It makes sense. It sounds like a name that'll make you think like, okay, yeah, Chase the Lauder, huh? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, one of those. One of those. I think I'm gonna start using it's a app I know of, and it kind of like I can have my notes right there because I look down. I know y'all be like, man, what this dude looks. I got the notes, man. I want to stay. I don't want to wing off. I want to stay on track. You get what I'm saying? So anyhow, some of the growing questions are: do you think the Guardians need another bat? And I was saying that I think they need another power hitter. So once we get that other power hitter, somebody and probably make him like fifth, sixth in the lineup. Like you got to spread the power out. Or if you're a good coach, you might want to put all the power in the front of the lineup. But logically, you're going to make the people, the good, on base hitters, you're going to put them first so you can get people on base. Then you bring up the power, fourth, fifth, sixth bat. You know what I'm saying? But once they get that lineup together, it should make a big difference, you know. But I do believe they should add to the bullpen. You know what I'm saying? Your bullpen is like that's like your secret weapon when it comes to defense. But I say so far, the Guardians they got a nice team, man. They got a team that can get far in the playoffs. They just gotta get that consistency lineup. Hopefully everybody stay healthy. We can add a couple of some more pitching and maybe another bat without giving up much though. That's the key to it. Because it's a youth movement. Cleveland literally has a youth movement going on. Because you can even, other than the Cavs are like vets now because they in the win now, right now. So they always adding on, more experienced players to try to get them over the hump. But yeah, we in the lead. Chicago right behind us. You know what I'm saying? They keep tagging along, taking us for this. They just don't want to go nowhere. You get what I'm saying? But as a fan, out there, do you believe the Guardians should be aggressive buyers or should they be, sellers? I think they should be buyers, but don't be too aggressive. Like I say, don't give up good pieces. You know what I'm saying? So, but after July, because when is the actual trade deadline for baseball? Okay, so the trade deadline ain't until August. So, yeah, July was about the end of July, middle of July. We should know what's going on. But August 3rd is the actual end of the trade deadline. But before we move on, of course, we gotta let you know about the sponsors, our very own, and to another episode of Sports Corner from tonight's show is brought to you, of course, by Bavaria's Clothing Collection. To rule the kingdom, you must tame the jungle. urban fashion with elegant appeal, premium clothing designed for confidence, culture, and of course leadership. Follow Bavaria's clothing collection today. And you know why we talk about the leadership. Donate to the Together for One Foundation. You could go to their Instagram page or Facebook, link in the bio. It's a nonprofit foundation for inner city kids, ages 8 to 8, boys and girls we will help teach and learn for them to learn entrepreneurial and leadership skills. Teaching them to become more influential individuals, like in a positive manner, because people could be influential, but is it positive? So we want to kind of get the youth to finally start, it ain't too many, like we help the kids, but we don't help them as in like knowledgeable. Like they really need the knowledge. It's good to motivate them, but they need the knowledge of. So yeah, that's what Together for One will be based on. I've been tweaking on it for a few years. Life don't play, but that's the bottom line when it come to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting up there. So eventually, once I can passively live Together for One, that's all y'all going. I might still be here talking sports because sports is I love. I could talk this forever. I'm just talking to y'all more organized based. So you get what I'm saying? But yeah, man, don't forget to follow Bavaria's clothing collection. Consistent show of dash and spirit, bravery. Bavaria's. So moving on though, man, y'all already know what I love. I was Browns last week. I thought I was another Cleveland team. I'm gonna have to get some y'all ain't hey, I got a little chunk going on over here anyway though. But the Browns' biggest thing, as usual, is always the quarterback. But other than the quarterback, it was the Myles Garrett trade. And since the trade, um, JV8 Jared Verse is his nickname is V8. I tried to give him JV, but he already had a nickname. They call him V8. That's a good name for the energy he got. But the thing is, he seems to be what the Browns need. You can't never replace a Myles Garrett. Myles is just in a lane of his own. So you can't be a Myles Garrett. You're Jared Verse, and he says he don't want to replace Myles Garrett. He wants to be the best version of him, and I love that. I heard that because why would you want to be somebody else? So now you're comparing instead of making your own name. So that was a two thumbs up from this over here. Two thumbs up, JV8. But yeah, at first you all already know the quarterback battle is what's really going on. You got you got Watson, you got Shador. I'm a Watson guy, but I'm also a logical guy, and I keep telling y'all this. But if they want to put Watson out there, hey, let's go. The best man, may the best man win. May the best man win. I prefer Shador and let him, if anything, fail. That way you got a veteran backup that can step in and probably make something happen. If y'all think the season still has hope, but Shador not playing well, because from Watson, going from Watson to Shador, it's pointless to me because now all you do, unless you, and who would trade Watson if he was looking good by the trade deadline? Like, why would somebody trade him? It just don't make sense. But as the media has been reporting, though, Shedeur, he been gaining a lot of attention. We got mandatory minicamp coming up. But speaking of Watson, going back to Watson, I was listening to a local personality, media personality, and he was saying the only way he feel like Cleveland fans will accept Watson again is if he could take us on a deep playoff run. If you're a true Browns fan, hey, yeah, let's go. Playoff run. Let's do this. But Watson is really playing for his career. But they say Shedeur been gaining momentum, and Ty Monken, and like a lot of people have been saying, like if you feel like it's a tie, you need to go with the youth. Like if it's a tie, you go. Like if you compare them and you think their status is like, you need to go for the tie. It's cold where I'm at, y'all, so don't need to look at my sleeves. See, I ain't, but it ain't cold, but it's cool. Nah, let me quit being funny, man. But yeah, man, I'm going with Shedeur. That's my best option. You get what I'm saying? So when we come around, week one, we need the best man win, but I'm hoping Shedeur can be the best man. You know what I'm saying? So some ask is Shedeur ahead of schedule. You get what I'm saying? Like ahead of schedule. What's considered ahead of schedule if you're not putting it in concrete or whatever in stone to say that's the next starter for the Cleveland Browns. You get what I'm saying? So if we could pick that quarterback, if that quarterback can hurry up and be picked, I really believe the offense will improve highly. Like I really feel like it'll be smooth because we got offensive weapons now. Like we don't just have, you get what I'm saying? Like anybody, we got decent players, man. And then the young guys, it seemed like they making the vet step up. So if you had to set an expectation for what you think the season might end up being, what do you think their record would be? I said 12-5 at first, but I'm gonna run with 9-8. Nine at the least, 12 wins at the most. Because even with the roster changes, our defense still elite because the person we added is still a monster, and he's more a vocal monster. He's the guy that's gonna be on the sideline motivating the offense and the defense. You get what I'm saying? He's a people person. If Shedeur be the man on offense and Verse the man on defense, man, and we got voices to lead, that's all you need is camaraderie. The morale of the team will go up when you got an offensive player that supports the defense and you got a defensive player that supports the offense. You can't. That's just team building right there. That's one of the fun parts to sports. You know what I'm saying? It's about connecting the dots, working together, making things happen. You know what I'm saying? So by Miles being gone and us having V8, we gonna make V8 is Jared Verse, aka V8. But yeah, the team just gonna have to put more effort in. They approach. The sacks might spread out instead of Miles having 15, 20 sacks, and then the next man might have 6 at the most. it might be 6 across the board, where you got 4, 5, 6 different linemen with 5 or better sacks, if not more. So yeah, yeah, yeah. Y'all ain't paying. Y'all just, you got to get out your feelings, man. Sometimes, if you're a Cleveland Browns fan, a player, yeah, you might get upset a little bit, but the player just makes the team. It is not the team. You know, I got the Homer spirit. My fault. You know, it's what I grew up. I grew up, enjoying the Browns, win, lose, or die, because I love football, the whole moving part thing. Basketball, cool, because it's just running up and down. Baseball is kind of strategic, but football, American football, you got to have moving pieces, and everybody got to be moving in the right direction, doing the right thing to make the play work. If that ain't the biggest team concept, football, American football, I don't know what else you can tell me that is as team oriented as professional football, period. But like I said, first it's a little drop off, but now the team has a whole new style of thinking, playing. Man, I can't wait. Like every year I'm my boy Andrew, man, Andrew Barry, you doing your thing, bro. You got us a vocal leader that don't just talk shit, he show it. Like that's what make the trade so important. And but like I say, the quarterback story, man, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be the Browns quarterback situation is gonna be the biggest story for the NFL during the preseason. I don't care what nobody say. It's gonna be the biggest sell. And I'm glad they got that Brian Sorsby dude they keep trying to put in the mix. Like, why is y'all trying to add this dude into the mix? This guy bets on his own team, but anyhow, he gets to go back to college because of the way the ruling went. So it ain't no more the supplemental draft talk. That's get rid of that. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait until I just can't wait until Monk can just pick who the quarterback gonna be. So we can get over it. We could just talk about everything, the whole team, like just the team concept of it all. You see you get what I'm saying? Like, let's go, man. We got the young. Oh yeah. Oh, by the way, that the kid Dylan Gabriel. I wonder what number, because they say 14 is the only number left that a quarterback can use, and that might mean we'll see you on another bench, Dylan. Not to talk down on you, but I seen some of your highlights, man. You is horrible. You look worse than you did last year. I don't know if you're doing this on purpose so you can get out the building, because I know you feel a little overwhelmed with all, because that quarterback room got a lot of color. Even though you're somewhat a color guy too. Shout out Dylan Gabriel, man. Hey, if you would have did what you had to do, I'm gonna support you, because I'm team Cleveland Browns. Yep. But man, the Cavs need to start picking it up, because the offseason has begun. The Spurs getting their ass kicked. When you that rich though, they ain't nowhere pouting unless they truly dedicated to winning a championship for the city of Cleveland. So they somewhere mad. If not, they lie, man. We'll just do it next year. But don't ever get swept like that again, man. And Donovan Mitchell, if you do decide to stay here long term, man, can you take a pay cut? Like, do you got to go get the max, or do you prefer to take less, 10, 15 million less? Because, I know, yeah, you want to add it up for generational wealth. But as long as you make them wise investments, and I'm pretty sure you'll make it up in endorsements, but don't you want like be able to add help? You get what I'm saying? I hear I said this last week, but I hear Harden. I ain't seen it up lately, but he supposed to take a pay cut himself so he can help the team. You get what I'm saying? And if I was them, I go after Draymond. They need a player like a Draymond. You get what I'm saying? I would say for Allen, but if you trade Draymond for Allen, you need a little bit more. You need like a pick. You know what I'm saying? Another little solid player, something. You need more than just Draymond for Allen because we need that toughness, boy. But the King, they need to get rid of the core four thing. But other than the team thing, is on and popping. Let's go. You get what I'm saying? Let's go. And the coaching is definitely under pressure. I would. I don't like the Wiz, but it would have been a great idea if they would have just went on and said, Kenny, you know what, man, you blew it. So we gonna go over here and see that Jason Kidd. Oh, that Jason Kidd would be perfect for our team. Especially if you add like a Draymond to the mix too. Oh my God. Let's go. But if I had to trade one of the core players, like if it just was mandatory, like I said, it'd probably be Allen. Mobley got the most value, but Mobley is also the young centerpiece. So next year, if they really want to improve like the growth, they need to make Mobley the man. Mobley is the go-to guy. Mitchell, you can get your money, but Mobley is the pickup guy. I usually be juiced up with my rock star. I ain't even go get one. I need to go buy a case of them because it's like every time I go in there to get a couple of them, they be about gone. So somebody's snatching them up. But they keep talking about that Mobley for Giannis. Who wants Giannis, man? Why would you get? And then you know what? The Milwaukee they want more than just Mobley. Like, come on, man. Giannis done had knee injuries. He on the other side of 30, like they say. Come on, man. Be realistic. That you really running off the name and the hype. Just talk your boy. Just talk LeBron and coming back before Stephen Curry get in and have him come play his farewell. And let him know we're gonna take care of the James family. That's all you got to do, Dan. Mr. Gilbert, let him know. Yeah, because this is an important offseason. They traded Garland during the season, so you got older, but you got further. But when you got further, you got your rear end, rawhide. But I do believe it's gonna be some changes though. I don't think they're gonna just run it back. I don't really think so. I really don't. But while we talking about the NBA, man, like I say, the Spurs are down 2-0 by the Knicks. Is the Knicks the truth? Or are they just playing good team basketball? Is everybody playing their position? Is everybody doing what they need to do to get through or get by? And you know what I'm saying? Hopefully, man, I wanted the Spurs to win this, but they are not look. It's not looking good, man. It is not looking good. Let me see when the next game is. Oh, tonight, 8:30 on one of the major networks where you find NBA games. But I'll be on the buzz in no time. But Jalen Bronson, He becoming that legend in New York. New York gonna love that guy forever, especially if they win. If they win, if the Knicks win it, that boy Jalen Brunson, Weston ain't gonna get his props too, cat. He gonna get his Anthony Towns. He gonna get his his respect too. Cause I think he a New York kid, if I'm not mistaken. Man, but they done won 13 consecutive playoff games, man. I think that's like a record or something. And I don't think Wembley like experience or this like his third year in the league. I don't think Wembley. I don't think he got it in him. But if some of his teammates, it's a team sport. But I still don't think they're a powerhouse. I just think they having a great run. The Knicks. I don't think they're a powerhouse though. Because in all actuality, it really ain't no powerhouses in the NBA. Like it's almost like a balanced league where everybody got two, three, four good players that can dominate a game on their team, and then the rest got good role players. Damn, boy. I've been up all day, man, trying, and I ain't did what I supposed to do. Them be the days I can't. I regret. But yeah, also in other national news, the Bears, man. Did y'all hear about the Bears? They about to move to Indiana. Man, the Bears moving is like the Browns or Green Bay. The city of Green Bay, they said we'll be the owners. They own the Green Bay Packers, the city. But the Bears they voted to pursue a new stadium project in Hammond, Indiana. Multiple reports now indicate the franchise is moving forward with plans outside of Illinois after years of stadium dispute. What does this mean for the Chicago team? Man, it's a historical team. Chicago fans about to go through the same thing the Browns went through. But hopefully they could keep their name and everything, and then go get them a new team like how we did. But it all depends, like, cause the stadiums do matter, man. But how we moving, I kind of want the stadium to stay down at the downtown, but getting that new stadium out over in Brook Park might be a good thing. Yeah, I should. Hey, I really had some fun today. That's what it is. But yeah, man, Brazil was against Egypt. Another little trend going on. The international soccer fans was out, boy, because I was down there. But I wish I wouldn't have, because I ain't gonna wish, but you know what else was going on if you from Cleveland. Hey, but to each his own, man. To each his own. But some of the points is, Brazil, they still one of the best, because Brazil was all like that. I think my first experience of watching soccer or hearing it was a Brazil game, because it used to come on 55, I think, and it'd be like just a world soccer game. You'd be like, man, what the hell? Like, I'd be mad. Or because back in the days, 55, 43, them was the channels for like the weekend if you ain't had cable. But Egypt building too, though, man. But that was a good thing, man. They brought because the Cleveland, we about to get a women's major league soccer team. That's why I was saying, ooh. And that's why I was saying they should have kept the stadium for the ladies soccer team. But yeah, man, I'm about to move forward again with another segment again. This the segment. I had to put this into the mix, but if you know the music, let's start hitting y'all with music before yeah, man. This is a Think and Reflect segment, man. I want to talk about, are we too connected? Do you think you're too connected with the things outside of your home due to the accessibility of things and access the things we have to access, huh? Like, in today's world, it's everything 24/7. You go, most people go to sleep with their phone, they wake up checking their phone. You know what I'm saying? Like you can work the remote work world is better. Like in a way, it's good to me. Some people might think it's overwhelming. I think it's a blessing to be able to have the technology we have. Because I used to watch the Jetsons. Like if you ever watched the Jetsons, the cartoon, like everything that we do now, the Jetsons had that shit, and that shit, it used to look so amazing. Like, man, I would, you know what I'm saying? Then it was this other show called Get Smart, and he used to have the watch. You know what I'm saying? He used to be talking into his watch. But now we got all of that, man, and it's part of everyday life. So yeah, man. Excuse me. It's we connected. Like, and then sports, I be paying attention, even though it look like I'm just trying to jump into the sports game. Like I always tell y'all, one of my I always love sports. I had a segment on my other podcast. I used to write articles on an online magazine. I grew up playing damn near every sport. I done been taken away, had my freedom taken away, and I played sports in there. You know what I'm saying? So it never stops. The news never stops. Like my girl, she got so she say she hate her notifications so much. She just have her phone on silent. And I'd be like, you know how the world is, but I get her though, because your phone could drive you crazy with all them notifications. But sometimes it can become addictive too. But that's one of the reasons I teach my children. I say, you got to look at the phone and social media and all of that as a tool. Don't look at it as a, because we all get caught up scrolling. You know what I'm saying? But if hopefully your timeline, your feed is like good informational stuff you can use to benefit and make your life better. You get what I'm saying? Like, and social media, that's one of the best tools. When I remember when, because I used to just be on MySpace, but then I remember one day my cousin, she was like, why you don't never be on your Facebook? So I remember seeing the Facebook. Then I'm like, what's Facebook? So I look it up, and I'm like, oh, and I'm like, I got to going through it. I say, man, it's like having your own network, your own TV channel. This was back in 2008, 2009. And by the way I used to use it, like I say, I was starting a streaming show back in 2010, 11. You get what I'm saying? I was going to broadcast school, so the podcast world ain't new. It's before I've been familiar with the podcast world. I just didn't jump on it. And I supposed to have started my first podcast like, man, I would have started it before the last little blooper I had, but when I've been on it, man. So I don't want nobody to think I just feel like, me talking about sports. I enjoy talking sports. It flows, but I done incorporated things, and I'm not explaining. I want people to understand, because some people, you have peers that feel they might be somewhat, a little, I ain't gonna say intimidated, but hey, bruh, I put in the work too. I just ain't put in the work you put in the way you did. But I went through the process, and one of my first interns was supposed to be through a local sports station. It's just my situation, but to each his own, man. But all you got to do is learn how to balance it. If you're not using it as a tool, balance it. Use it righteously. You know what I'm saying? Because it can really affect mental health. And while I'm speaking of mental health, make sure we all shout out and be there for the next fella, because this is Men's Mental Health Month. You get what I'm saying? The month of June is Men's Mental Health. There's a couple of other celebrations for the month, but men's mental health is probably the most important one for this month that we need to be focusing on and celebrating, or like really in engaged in, because like just, and it ain't just for the men, because we all struggle with mental health, but it's more men's because information overload, man. Like I got a lot of information just be everywhere, and it can scramble you. That's why some people say sometimes you gotta just find your lane. You get what I'm saying? But sometimes your brain might not think like that to where you sitting around waiting on okay. Yeah, you could be having too much, you know what I'm saying? So it's good to try to balance that time with family. Like, have a sit down, ask each other how their day was, Like one of my daughters stay with my oldest, but my youngest, she still stay with her mother. So, but I even with my other, I stayed communicating with them if it's just through text, you know. So how many hours basically do the average person or you out there, how many hours do you spend online? You know what I'm saying? Could you if they told you to put your phone down for 24 hours, could you do it? I don't know. See, I use mine as a tool. So I still can work from my desk or whatever. So I actually don't need the phone to always do what it is I do, but it's a tool to me. It's not I'm not overly, bonded. I use it to benefit, to perk, to build, to create. You know what I'm saying? Like I told the person, we are creators. We was born, we were creations. So our goal is to be to create. You know, but if you had to think, what what has technology helped or hurt it with? Like, what has it improved most in life, and what has it hurt the most? Like, what's the pros and cons of technology? Do you have some pros and cons of the technology? Because some of the pros to me is the access, the way, because you know how many people that you might find and run into due due to social media that you probably ain't seen in so long. You'd be like, man, I wonder what's the name been up to, and then you might type their name in. You be like, oh, there they go. You know what I'm saying? So, because most people on social media. So yeah, man, technology is a beautiful thing to me because we just got out the technological era. It's actually the cyber era right now. So we're in the era where they making songs like "Where am I? Am I scamming?" Whatever. But you need to have protection like LifeLock or whatever. But I always question that too. Like, how you gonna be a digital or technology that helps me, that protects me from other technologies? How I don't know if you the one stealing it. No, what my guy on the meme people. Yeah, man. But yeah, of course, we just talked about the NBA finals a little bit. You know, the Guardians in the front of the league, divisional races. The NFL offseason is always going to be exciting because it's the shortest season of them all. We got a little taste of international hockey here in Cleveland. It's sad to know that the Bears are eventually not going to be the Chicago Bears. Technology, AI developments. I'm trying to get this new sponsorship. They're an AI company, but it's summertime, man. It's time to go out there and get a little. You see, I'm a little docker. Go out there, have a little fun, enjoy the weather. Don't go do nothing stupid though, man. Go out there to enjoy yourself. All right, you know. I know the economy messed up, so you ain't gonna be doing too much kicking. But the economy fucked up. But as an individual, you can fix that for you, yourself, and your family because there's opportunities out here, and AI is one of them, man. So don't feel overconnected. All right, like take advantage of the way that you're able to connect because networking is how you build your net worth. You get what I'm saying? Your net worth is your net worth. So if you're not building connect, you ain't growing. So use that tool, man. Don't be scared of technology, man. Use it to your advantage. This your boy Ricky D, you know what I'm saying? That was the Think and Reflect segment. But before we get up out of here, I want to shout out my Facebook Live people, even though I'm only on YouTube, TikTok, and I hope you over there on Kick checking me out. Of course, my YouTube subscribers, we trying to get them numbers up. So man, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Go over there, and like, man. Don't wait until later to check me out. Check me out right now and join the conversation, man. I want to hear y'all voice out there. And be looking for on some guests. I got some guests kind of lined up. We working on some things behind the scenes, so start be expecting to see some guests real soon. You know, May later you can listen to us on Spreaker, most streaming platforms, audio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Don't forget to like us on TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, X. We might start booming on Twitch too, though. And use the hashtag SC216 or what's your thoughts, SC216. If you're tuning in, you could, I'm open for calls. You can hit the chat line, comment on Facebook, wherever you at. You know, we trying to get that. We trying to get the Browns off the ground. That the tribe doing it, the Indians, the Guardians doing their thing. The Cavs just was in the Eastern Conference Finals. They need to make a couple of new additions. Don't go running after no Giannis. Chop down the core four. Add a night veteran. Particularly, I want to see somebody like a Draymond or in that work. They say they was talking about trying to get the Stewart guy, but I don't want nobody that's from the same conference to come play for, especially the division. Go find you a West Coast tough guy that played in the Western Division. They were saying also that Minnesota could end up being the new team in the East when the new teams, the Vegas and who's the other in Seattle when they come back. But before I bounce up out of here, man, I want to ask a few questions, man. And I'm you can text 440-370-2996. We still working on 216. You could try that 216-716-3005. You could try that, but I know for sure the 440-370-2996 is available. But so do you think these some questions, if you see this or inbox me how you feel, DM, leave a comment. Make sure you follow and like on Facebook, Sports Corner from the 216. But are the Guardians legitimate contenders? Do you believe that? I do. So leave a comment, let me know how you feel. Also, who should start for the Browns? I feel like Shedeur logically, even if Watson looking good, I still feel like Shedeur should get the go because it's a youth movement going on in Berea. You know what I'm saying? What should the Cavs do this summer? They gotta pick up a tough man. They gotta make some decisions, man. They got to break down the core four. Somebody out of that core four gotta go. I don't want to see them gone, but they might need to be gone. Or if they willing to play different roles, like maybe Allen start coming off the bench. You know what I'm saying? He played with the bench players because my guy Jeff, he and I always said that too. I always said that the Mobley Allen situation is almost similar to Harden. I mean Mitchell and Garland because they play they don't play the exact same, but they the same structure and they you know what I'm saying. They need the same type of work going on. But do you think the Knicks can sweep the Spurs, or will the Spurs make a comeback? You know what I'm saying? They down 0-2. And man, like I say, man, hopefully the Bears can work something out and they don't move. But the way it's looking like it's about to happen. And do you think being connected to the internet is being too connected to society? Do you think it's a good thing, a bad thing? You know what I'm saying? I think it's a good thing. I really do. So with that, man, you know, leave comments on the clips later. You know, DM inbox. Make sure you comment on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. But yeah, man, it's another edition of Sports Corner from the 216. We officially about to get up out of here. Thank you, everybody who tuned in or listening later. Remember, sports gives us competition. Life gives us perspective. We'll see you next Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. Until then, what's your thoughts? SC216. This your boy Ricky D signing out, man. Sports Corner from the 216.